You take a big bite of spicy curry, or maybe you've just lost a dare and eaten a hot chili pepper. Suddenly, your mouth feels like it's hosting a small volcanic eruption. Instinctively, you reach for water and realize, nope, that only makes it worse. Then someone says, "Drink milk, it'll help." But does it really? Or is that just one of those food myths we all repeat without thinking? Today, we're putting the milk versus spice showdown under the microscope, and probably into a glass. Right here, on History of Food. Before we answer whether milk helps, we need to understand why spicy food feels like your tongue is auditioning for a fire safety video. The culprit is capsaicin, the compound found in chili peppers. Capsaicin doesn't actually burn you, your tongue isn't literally on fire, but it binds to pain receptors that normally respond to heat. Your brain gets tricked into thinking you're being scorched. That's why eating jalapenos feels hot, even if the food came straight from the fridge. It's not temperature, it's chemistry. Now, when your mouth feels like molten lava, the first instinct is water, but water is useless. Capsaicin is hydrophobic, meaning it doesn't dissolve in water. Drinking water just swishes the capsaicin around your mouth, spreading the pain like gossip at a family reunion. That's why the big gulp of water move usually ends with regret. Milk, on the other hand, is different. It contains a protein called casein. Casein is basically a bouncer at the club of your mouth. It binds to capsaicin molecules and helps wash them away, breaking that fiery bond with your pain receptors. Think of it this way: water is like trying to put out a grease fire with, well, water. It doesn't work. Milk is like bringing in dish soap. It actually cuts through the grease. Casein is the soap your tongue needs. So, if milk works, does that mean all milk works? Pretty much yes, but there are levels to it. Whole milk with more fat works better than skim milk because capsaicin dissolves well in fat too. That extra creaminess doesn't just taste better, it soothes better. But here's a fun twist. Plant-based milks don't always work as well. Almond, oat, or soy milk lacks casein, though the fat content can still help a little. If you're lactose intolerant, you may get some relief from non-dairy milk, but it won't be as powerful as the real deal. And yes, ice cream works. Beautifully, in fact. It's got both fat and dairy proteins, plus the bonus of being cold, which temporarily numbs your tongue. That's why, after eating a spicy pepper, people sometimes lunge at the freezer like it's their last hope. So yes, that late-night ice cream binge is technically medicinal. Science says so. Milk might be the champion, but it's not the only option. Bread can help absorb capsaicin, sugar can dull the burn, and starchy foods like rice can soak some of it up. Alcohol, despite what some people think, doesn't really help much, unless it's something high-proof like vodka, but by then you've traded one bad idea for another. Yogurt is another winner. Cultures that eat a lot of spicy food, like in India, often pair spicy dishes with cooling dairy products like raita or lassi. Turns out Grandma's recipes had chemistry backing them all along. Here's the strange part. If spicy food hurts, why do we keep eating it? Why do some people chase hotter and hotter peppers like it's an extreme sport? The answer is endorphins. When your body senses pain, like capsaicin's fake fire, it releases endorphins and dopamine, natural feel-good chemicals. Eating spicy food becomes a roller coaster. The initial panic, followed by a euphoric high. That's why chili challenges are a thing, and why some folks casually spoon hot sauce onto everything. Spicy food is pain. That pays. This combo isn't just modern science. It's been around forever. Dairy and spice pairings go back centuries. Think of Indian curries with yogurt or Mexican dishes paired with crema. Cultures figured out long ago that dairy tames fire. They didn't know the word capsaicin, but they knew the feeling of, this chili is trying to kill me, pass the yogurt. So really, milk has always been the sidekick in humanity's long romance with spice. Now, some people insist that drinking soda, beer, or just toughing it out works better than milk. And sure, you can power through the burn, but if you actually want relief, milk is king. Science backs it up again and again. Casein doesn't lie. The myth that water works is the one we need to bust. Next time you see someone chugging a glass of water after biting into a ghost pepper, you'll know they're only prolonging their suffering. Here's another fun angle. Can you train your mouth to handle spice without milk? The answer is yes. Regular exposure to capsaicin actually desensitizes your pain receptors. That's why people who grew up eating spicy food can handle it way better than someone who thinks black pepper is adventurous. But even chili veterans have limits. And when you hit those limits, milk still swoops in like the hero it is. Remember Pepper X, the current world's hottest pepper? At nearly 3 million Scoville units, it's not food so much as edible napalm. For something that extreme, even milk only goes so far. You'll still be sweating, hiccuping, and possibly questioning your will to live. Milk helps, but it's not magic. It's the firefighter, not the time machine. It can't undo the pain instantly. Here's the twist. While milk is the scientifically best solution, many cultures that eat the spiciest foods don't always reach for it. In Thailand, you might get cucumber slices. In Korea, it might be pickled vegetables. In Mexico, lime and salt. These cooling or contrasting flavors may not chemically neutralize capsaicin like milk, but they make the experience more manageable and, importantly, more enjoyable. So milk may be the science-backed champion, but culture proves there's more than one way to fight fire with food. So, does drinking milk really help with spicy food? The answer is yes, absolutely. Casein and fat in dairy break down capsaicin in a way water never could. Whole milk, yogurt, or ice cream are your best bets, though plant-based milks can help in a pinch. But here's the real story. It's not just about chemistry. It's about culture, comfort, and the way humans have learned to balance fire with coolness for centuries. Milk may be the lab-approved antidote, but the bigger picture is that we've always found clever, delicious ways to keep spice fun instead of unbearable. So the next time your tongue is on fire from a chili dare, grab some milk. Not only will you save your taste buds, but you'll also be participating in a tradition that's been around as long as people have been crazy enough to eat peppers in the first place. And that's the truth. Milk isn't just for bones. It's for bravery. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.